Well, some good news for Jon Jones, good news for UFC 232 fans, okay? Jon Jones has been cleared of his suspension. He's back. Goodfellas Sports TV, we in the building. They finally cleared Jon Jones for UFC 232. He tested positive for a banned substance after the Cormier fight. He was suspended by USADA for 15 months and the California State Athletic Commission, even though Jon Jones' upcoming fight against Alexander Gustafsson, I'm just calling him Gusta. Sorry, can't pronounce his name. It's set to go down in Vegas. The Nevada Athletic Commission won't license him unless he's cleared in California. So it's good news today. California State Athletic Commission cleared Jon Jones, and they voted 6-0. Jones also had to pay $205,000 as a fine. After he was reinstated, Jon Jones messaged to the California State Athletic Commission, make sure you guys watch. For this part, Jones has always insisted he never intentionally took, steroids or performance-enhancing drugs. And after hearing the California State Athletic Commission Executive Director Andy Foster actually defended Jones, saying, I do not think Mr. Jones intentionally is a doper. He had, I just don't believe it. If he is, he's the worst doper in combat sports. He failed the one test he knows is coming. So, at the end of the day, the California State Athletic Commissioner, one of the commissioners, defended Jon Jones and said that he didn't think he intentionally took anything after the DC fight. It's been said that by Jon Jones or Jon Jones supporters and fans of mixed martial arts that I've run across that said that Jon Jones was set up after the Don Cormier fight. And that could be the case. I've seen funnier things, but at the end of the day, he got to watch what he put in his body here on out. Now, he's fighting Alexander Gusta. I'm just calling him Gusta. And he gave him the toughest fight I've ever seen him in. Busted Jon Jones up pretty good. He had equal height to Jon Jones, so Jon Jones didn't enjoy a height advantage or a limbs advantage. So he got a tough fight on his hands. And if he did intentionally dope versus Don Cormier, and he had some, he had some benefits from that, and or he had some benefits when he fought Alexander the first time. He don't have them benefits this time with the layoff. Same thing Canelo was facing in boxing. If you come out and you look good and you test clean, then people gonna pretty much forget about the doping and say, okay, it was a BS, or he was set up, or he didn't know. But if you come out there and look lethargic, look pathetic, even with the layoff, people gonna say it's the PEDs. Okay, so Jon Jones is facing a tough opponent coming back after a long layoff. And I credit, mixed martial arts fighters, UFC fighters, for coming off losses, taking tough fights, coming off suspensions, coming off long layoffs and tough injuries, and still taking tough fights in boxing. You don't get that. In boxing, you get 2-3 tune-ups, and they take 2 years off. They take a year off or a couple months off. They got to have 2 years worth of tune-ups before they fight in a title shot. I admire that about UFC fighters. They don't have the money they have in boxing, but they gotta eat, and they gotta take title shots, and they gotta take tough fights to put food on the table. So Jon Jones is officially clear in the blue, and Jon Jones gonna perform. UFC 232 is December 29th. And also as well, the next day Floyd Mayweather, or the next 2 days after that, Floyd Mayweather actually is fighting in a exhibition versus Tension New Year's Eve. That won't be in the United States, or shown in the United States. That'll be over there in China. They got a promo for that. If you ain't seen it, it's pretty dope. But also Chris Cyborg and Manny Nunes is on that card as well. That's a fight that I'm looking forward to. So it got a dope card. I really enjoyed the Conor McGregor and Khabib fight, even the festivities afterwards. And UFC's been on fire. They've been on fire. And I believe Conor McGregor and Jon Jones has, breathed life back into the UFC. They was on the brink of extinction, from some conspiracy theorists tell it. This would be at the T-Mobile Arena. And, Conor McGregor, Jon Jones gave it a good boost. Don Cormier could never get a boost to the UFC like Conor McGregor and Jon Jones. And also, this is said to be Chris Cyborg's last contracted fight in the UFC. after this, she's supposed to be trying to go get a career in boxing. So I'm pretty sure she may come back. But she fighting Amanda Nunes. Should be a good fight. So it's your boy CJ Goodfella Sports TV. Don't forget, we on Facebook and Twitter. Got a Facebook group as well. You can DM me and hit me up on any social media platforms. You can email me. Also, you want to make a donation to the channel. That link's there is there in the description as well. Also, the intro instrumental. Appreciate everybody for checking in. One time for the one time. I linked the article to the description saying that Jon Jones is clear and ready to go. All right. Blessings to him. Hopefully he's clean. Hopefully he can stay straight. Y'all know what the business is. We gone.